Hello, guys. This is Steve Otwell coming to you live from Truro in Cornwall in the United Kingdom. I'd like to first thank Fraser for allowing me to go live in the Ninja Networker group. Fraser has asked me just to share with you all some bits of value from my experience in within the network marketing profession. I hope you can all hear me loud and clear, and this is going out in the group. We've had a few technical issues tonight, but I hope you can all hear me live tonight. So to start with, I've been trying to help out where, as and when and where I can in the group, and also I've had some of the ninjas messaging me privately, which is cool. I'm fine with that. Just to help them and give them and share some of my experience with them. But what I'm seeing and sensing is about, and that's why I've entitled tonight's Back to Basics, is that that a lot of people really, I feel, can get overwhelmed with a lot of the information that is maybe in the group or is in networking in general, and that's why sometimes it is a point of taking it back to basics. And I've had the same within my teams over the last 6 years. What I tend to do, whether I'm talking to my team or whether I'm mentoring people, is really take it back to basics and find out why people are actually doing what they're doing. Why have they joined their network marketing company, and what do they actually want from it? A good way I've always found to speak with people and to get deep with people, because you have to get deep with them to find out what is their real why. And I always say to people with that is, if money wasn't a problem, because for a lot of people, myself included in the early days, money was a problem. So if money wasn't a problem, so take that out of the equation. So if I give you £2 million tomorrow, money is no longer a problem. So now you can have the house, you can have the car. Once you have the things that traditionally people would want and probably purchase, material things, take them out of the equation. What is it that your life would look like? What would you want from your life? And when you start digging deeper, you really key into the issues of why you're going to do what you're going to do. And when you can key into them issues, I've found then that when people write them issues down, that is really what drives them on through the tough times, on times and days that they don't really want to do what they're doing. They're having a bad day, or somebody's told them no, and they're wanting to switch off from it. There, you can then key into them factors and let that reason why you've started this journey, why you want to move forward with it. So getting your why is for me is a biggie, because without that why, you are going to at some point fall off the wagon. You are going to go backwards because you've not got a driving force to take you further forward. Another thing I've sensed, and again, same with my team and people I mentor, is your story. And again, these are very basic steps, but the things that a lot of people tend not to do. So really get your story down, have it in a shorter version, have it in a longer version, so a couple of minute version that you can tell somebody very quickly, but also a longer version if you was to speak and give a presentation, or be part of a company event. You want a longer version of that as well. So I've always learned and been showed over the years to break the story down into 4 parts. The first one is what you did before network marketing, or if you're doing network marketing part-time and you're now doing your job and network marketing, what is your job? So what you did before network marketing, or what you're actually doing now as well as network marketing, and then what you didn't like about about what you're doing. So, for instance, myself, my background was in the sports nutrition and fitness industry for 27 years, including 15 years as a top national level bodybuilder and personal trainer. What I didn't like about the personal training industry was there was never enough hours in the day to help enough people, and the more hours I spent doing that, the less time I got to spend with my family, which is not an ideal situation. So that for me is something I didn't like. Then the third part is the solution to that. Well, the solution is whatever your opportunity, whether it's a product-based opportunity, whether it's a service-based opportunity, whatever it is, that is a solution. So you're doing this so that you can spend more time with your family, so you can have more income, so you can travel, whatever it is you want to do. This is your solution to it. And finally, what the future looks like. So once you start building that business and you start getting benefits from that business, you start helping more people and getting them benefits, then what does your future look like? What is your vision of where you're going with this journey and opportunity? So again, it's a 4-part stage to your story, and it needs to include all those things I've just mentioned. So what you did before, what you don't like, the solution, and what the future looks like. Those 4 parts should be in the story, but the main point that people connect with in that story is your pain point. So for me, it would be that I didn't get enough time to spend with my family, because people can relate to that. If there's something people can relate to, then they will connect with you on that pain point. So that should always be, and that is always your key factor in there. And again, with your story, when you're telling it, people don't buy what you do. People buy why you do it. So this is why the story is so important. And as Fraser mentioned the other evening with regards to algorithms and stories, this is why all of that is so important as well, is because people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So that is why it is important to get the story correctly. So getting the basics right for me is in my first 2 years in business, I put a post up on Facebook with a bit of vulnerability today. In the first 2 years of my network marketing experience, I spent about $3,000 and I made about $300. But the person who introduced me to network marketing sponsored me, got me in the business, but then disappeared. He spoke to me twice in 2 years. So I was doing everything wrong and trying to figure things out myself, which wasn't going good. And that's why I didn't get the results. So I then looked for somebody, luckily in that company, although I had a bad experience, I took a positive experience from that I met somebody who'd been in the industry about 25 years, 26 years, and he took the time to teach me all the skills. So I became a student of the profession. I basically squoze him like an orange to get all the information out of him. And you guys, with being inside the Ninja Networker, a bit like myself, I'm old school, so I've learnt the old school methods, but I'm now squeezing Fraser like an orange because I want to find out how to work new school as well as old school. So I see the power of the internet, of social media. I did this is like crazy, as 10 years ago with the person who introduced me to network marketing. I did say to him that I see the future of network marketing online, and he told me I was crazy and that would never happen. Network marketing is a belly-to-belly business and face-to-face business, and it will never succeed online. And how wrong he was with that. But as I say, going back to mimicking, I found somebody in that company who then took the time to share with me and teach me the skill sets I needed. And now through Ninja Network, I'm also learning more skills for the social media side of things, and you guys too. So mimic pros. That's one of sort of a tip is mimic pros like Fraser in social media side, like on the Facebook side of things. See what he's doing. I watch a lot of what Fraser does and change things as in the wording, but a lot of his posts are powerful posts. To give you an instance of that, the other day, Fraser posted something about a week ago. I posted something similar, just changed the words around from my perspective, so it wasn't the same as his, and that got 234 likes, I think, on Facebook. So mimic the pros. If somebody's doing something that's successful, then do it, but do it with your spin on it. So it's got to be you, because you're the reason you're unique. We're all different. If we're all in the same company and all have the same products, then the products are all the same, the opportunities are all the same. The difference is us. So mimic the pros, but be yourself. So do it in a version of yourself. And I've got 3 tips that I've wrote down for sharing with you tonight, and that is the first tip, and something again I've seen and people have spoke to me within Ninja Networker and in Messenger as well, is if you hit a roadblock, don't just try to deal with it on your own. In my first 2 years, I had no option, because there was nobody to answer my questions, and when I hit the roadblock, I just got the answer I got was keep doing what you're doing. And I was like, well, if I'm making $30 a month, why would I keep doing what I'm doing? I'm doing something wrong. I was looking for answers and not getting them. So if you do hit a roadblock, don't try to deal with it just by yourself. You'll find it a lonely place. You'll find it frustrating, and that is the importance of the Ninja Networker. Don't be afraid to ask questions in there. If you think the question's daft and you're going to embarrass yourself, you won't. I've asked every question over the last 6 years, whether it's embarrassing or not. I've still asked it because I wanted the answer to it. And you will find that people are very giving and will share their knowledge and expertise with you. So don't be afraid to ask things within the Ninja Networker. And get your answers, get your questions answered, because you don't want to be on your own and feel alone if you hit a roadblock in your business. The benefit of Fraser's knowledge, my experience, other leaders' experience, the benefit with that is if somebody's walked your path that you're walking now, they will have already hit that obstacle, and they will have a way either over it, around it, through it, whatever it is. They will have have an answer to that problem, to that roadblock that you've hit. So again, be prepared and don't feel silly in asking any questions. The second tip is, and one of the reasons you're in the Ninja Networker, is your greatest investment that you'll ever make is in yourself. So your investment in the Ninja Networker and your investment in network marketing should be in yourself. The greatest investment is your growth, because as you grow, you feel more capable of dealing with issues within your business and moving forward with your business. So invest that time in educating yourself, in moving forward. When I first got involved in the network marketing profession, I was asked to stand on stage with a microphone in front of 2,000 people. I nearly dropped the microphone and I nearly froze because it frightened the life out of me. I'd been, from my bodybuilding career, I'd been on stages in front of 2,000 people. I thought it was quite natural to stand in front of 2,000 people in your pants posing. That was something I'd done for 15 years, so it felt quite natural. To other people, it probably would feel quite strange, but to me, it felt quite natural. But as soon as I was given a microphone and asked to speak, that was something that was unnatural to me, and it frightened the life out of me. Again, with the Facebook Lives, the first time I did those, like many of you in the group, I again felt stupid doing them. I didn't like the sound of my own voice, and I froze doing those. But it's something, you've got to step outside your comfort zone to grow as a person, and as you do it, it just helps other people who are in the same situation as you, who feel nervous, who feel that they maybe can't do that. It just gives them the actual vision that they can see, well, you did it and you were nervous, so it doesn't matter, they can do it. And it just connects with a lot more people, because some people, the person who first introduced me to network marketing, the first time I saw an actual opportunity meeting, he took me to a meeting, he stood on stage, he gave a fantastic, really slick professional presentation. And to this day, I couldn't tell you anything about that presentation. The only thing that was going through my head was I could never do that. He did it so good, he put me off. So I think people seeing you being vulnerable, being nervous on live, being nervous on stage, whatever the situation may be, then I think when people see that, it makes it more real and makes it that people connect with you better. So, as I said, invest in yourself, educate yourself, get yourself knowledge. There's plenty of knowledge within the Ninja Networker. My only advice with that is do it stage by stage. So you've got updating your profile picture and your cover photo, things like that. Make sure that you are doing those stage by stage, because once you start creating the audience and people coming to you, you want to look professional. And tip 3 is stay consistent. Chart your actions and be accountable. This is a massive tip, because I've done the Dash for Cash that's coming up, I think on the 23rd. Fraser will correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think 23rd of April. But on the Dash for Cash, that was something I've done twice, and it actually showed me, although I've been networking now over 6 years, and I thought I was quite competent in what I was doing, and I am in actually the business side of things, but actually accountability side of things. The Dash for Cash actually showed me up on some of what I was not doing, or not doing consistently enough, and also by charting our daily actions via a spreadsheet, I started noticing that although I was making the daily actions and taking the daily actions of contacting people and making new friends, making new contacts, I was still not charting that on a daily basis. So I could look at my spreadsheet and say, well, actually, I've gone 2 days here where I've not actually wrote anything in, although I'd spoken to people and followed up on people and got on calls with people. I hadn't actually wrote it into my spreadsheet. So that taught me, again, is my accountability to myself. I'm not actually putting that in. So that started making me more accountable to myself to make sure I did put everything in every day. So I because otherwise it just gets a mess, and you don't know who you're following up on, what you've said, to who, and then people then won't get followed up on. And that is one of the biggest things people don't do in network marketing, is following up on people. I think it's something like 80% of people, of network marketers, don't follow up more than twice, and I think it's about 50% of prospects don't actually say yes until they've looked at something between 5 and 7 times. So if you're only following up twice, you're going to miss 80% of them people. So that is something that is really important, is being accountable. So I don't want to stay on too long tonight and take up too much of your evening, but I just wanted to share with you they're sort of my valuable tips, is really getting back to basics, understanding why you're doing what you're doing. So get that why concrete, so that it's written down in front of you. You know why you're doing what you're doing, and also get your story down. Write it down. I wrote mine down and altered it different times until it sounded like I would say it, and then I kept practicing it in front of a mirror, kept practicing it to my fiance and my son, and just getting it so it flows out. And when it flows out, it sounds like your story, because it is your story. Get it down so it comes out fluently, it comes out real, and it is you. It is part of you. And then and really get back to basics on what you're doing. there's a lot to take in within network marketing, within a Ninja Networker. But if you get the first steps right, then the rest starts to fit in, and you can then immerse yourself in the next section and the next section and the next section. And that's how then you grow as a person, you grow as a network marketer, and you feel a lot more confident when speaking to people and then when interacting with people. So I hope you've got value with what I've shared tonight, guys. As I said, I don't want to take too much of your time up. But thanks for the people who've joined me on the live tonight. If you get to see it in replay, please drop a replay in the comments section below, because then we'll be able to tell how many people are watching at what time. That's always better, as Fraser says, for getting feedback for when lives are most important, when going live is most important. And I hope you're all getting value. And as I said, don't be afraid to ask any question in the group. As silly as it might sound to you, it might be helpful to somebody else. So please drop that in the group. And I want to finish tonight by just thanking Fraser for letting me loose in the Ninja Network tonight. So thanks a lot, guys, for joining me, and take care, and speak to you all soon.